Hey, it's Drenizer with another Tuesday tip. And funny enough, we've been talking about content and then we're creating content to talk about content. Okay. But what we're really talking about here is ideas for optimizing your content. We all sort of agree that content is a good idea, but let's talk about how we can optimize it. So first off, Marshall Poindexter, OpenEye Scientific. Marshall, what is your tip for optimizing, and pick an area of content too?
Yeah, webinars is an area that we really focus on at OpenEye Cadence Molecular Sciences. And what we try to do to optimize that content is we're starting to look at how we take some of the snippets, some of the quotes, even the questions and answers that come at the end of the webinars, and turn those into blog posts, turn those into social posts, turn them into updates to different pages on our website. So I would recommend that folks think about doing that.
So there's a couple of things going on. One, and I know that you're talking about a lot of volume in the webinars, but I love the notion of really paying attention to the questions that people are asking and following up on those one way or another, because it's going to make a difference. And particularly when someone participates in a webinar, you can make that personal. Okay, cool. All right. Patti Newcomer from FieldRoutes. Patti.
Two things that have been super important for us recently in terms of optimizing content. One is on the website, make sure you have your actual customers. We had actors and employees and actual professional actors, and we have upgraded and done video shoots with multiple of our actual customers and done both photo and video, lots of B-roll, and that drives much better conversion across all the channels that you use that content for. And then the other one is email, and I'm sort of a maniac about email subject lines. It just does not matter all the great content inside an email if people don't open it. And so making sure that your headline is super compelling so that you can get people inside. We used to joke in DM land, 20 years ago, that if the mail didn't make it inside the house, it certainly wasn't going to get opened and responded to. And I think the same way about email now.
And so I want to break those points down for a quick second. So getting customers, first of all, we all kind of know what a stock photo looks like, but a lot of folks are challenged to get video and get images of their customers. How did you what was in it for the customer to agree to do this?
Well, then the customer can use that material for their own marketing and their own employees, and they can link to our website and they can show some of the material that we're using them in as a way for them to market their own business.
Got it. Because video is expensive. You guys get to use this. You're going to have a good time with that. And then email subject lines. I know that a lot of people don't spend enough time, or they use bots to help them figure it out. How do you look at subject lines for what's your standard?
It's both. I think there's a subjective and an objective part of it. So the objective part is do A/B testing and make sure that, look at what the open rates are across two different subject lines sort of over and over again. But just the subjective one for me is just, I just get 1,000 emails a day, and it's super clear as I pile through them every day to delete like which ones are interesting. And I will send those to my team as inspiration. Often they have nothing to do with our business, but it's super interesting, and there's fun and there's hard-hitting claims and there's all kinds of different ways to do it. But again, if you don't get it opened, it doesn't matter all the great content and work that goes inside. And I do think, to your point, we spend way more time on that content inside, and then the subject line is sort of the last thing that we do quickly. And It should be the other way around.
Exactly. And I love that. Plus, as a leader, it's inspiring and fun to share that kind of things too. So it's another thing to do. Okay, Jan Deahl. Jan, tell us what your thoughts on optimization of content.
Yeah, I mean, I think first, and great discussion here, thank you. I think first, understanding who you are as an organization, how big you are and what your strengths are, just like you wouldn't put a bad product out to market versus a really good product you have. Like, have tough decisions internally and externally about what is valuable, hone it to focus on that content. And then, like we've talked about in this group today, then optimize that, then work on how do you turn that into a webinar. To Patti's point, how do you optimize subject lines? If you're, a team of 5 people in marketing and you're cranking out low value content, it's mayhem.
Got it. No, it's great. And you really brought it back to the strategy behind all those things. And we're optimizing against a strategy. All right. Amazing tips. Thank you, Patti, Jen, and Marshall. If you're a B2B CMO who can share, care, and dare with the best of them, do me a favor, check out CMOhuddles.com. I'm Drew Neiser. That's your Tuesday tip. Peace out.